Beautiful, guys. Slowly come back to neutral. So a nice flat back, long spine. We're going to make our way down onto the belly and work into the shoulders. So come down onto the belly. Good. Take the left arm out to the side. So your left wrist is in line with your left shoulder. Bring the right hand underneath your right shoulder. And we're going to roll onto the side of the body. You can either drop the head down to the ground, or if, like me, you need a little bit of support, you can grab your blanket and bring it underneath the head. So rolling onto the side of the body first. You can either pause there in our shoulder stretch, or you can take the right arm behind you and drape it to the lower back. Make sure the head is relaxed or supported. And you can also step the right foot behind you as well to go a little bit deeper here. Do be mindful of that left shoulder. And taking a few breaths. Lovely, guys. Welcome everyone who's just joined. Good to see you. We're just coming into our first pose. The left arm is extended, rolling onto the side of the body. And just seeing how that feels in the left shoulder. You can step the right foot back if you'd like, and you can take that right arm behind you, making sure the head is down on the ground, or you have a blanket underneath for a little bit of support. Good. Lovely, everyone. Those who have just joined, anyone with any injuries, just anything I really need to know about, I'll give as many cues as I can. Do send me a little message just to know if there's anything I should be mindful of tonight. Lovely. We'll take a few breaths, just easing into these first poses. If you're new to Yin Yoga, you're in for a treat. I quickly became my favorite practice of yoga in the world when I discovered it. We hold the poses for anywhere between a minute to 5-6 minutes to help really open into the pose. So this is a great practice for a Friday night to help open, relax the body, to get into that deep connective tissue where we tend to hold stress or tension. We'll take a few more breaths to the left-hand side, just starting to relax. Beautiful, everyone. Take your last deep breath in, your final deep breath out. Slowly unravel, roll back onto your belly. And we're going to come over to the opposite side. So slide that left hand in under the shoulder, extend the right arm out, and slowly roll onto the side of the body first. And pause there, see how it feels in the right shoulder. You can stay there using the weight in the left fingertips to help support you in the pose. You can step the left foot behind you, bending the knee. Or you can take the left arm behind as well, dropping it at the back. Head relaxed or supported. Closing the eyes. Breathing into our shoulder stretch. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. Just starting to notice how the breath is behaving this evening. Noticing if the breath is still maybe a little bit faster than it could be. Let's see if we can slow that breath right down, taking it to a deep, gentle pace. Lovely, everyone. Starting to clear the mind. Sometimes it can take a little bit of time, especially after what may have been a busy week. The mind can take a little while to unravel. So no pressure, we're just inviting the mind to slow down as the body slows down. Take a last deep breath when you're ready. A last deep breath out. And slowly make your way back onto the belly. Bring the hands under the shoulders. We're either going to sit back with the knees together, coming into an extended child's pose, knees together, nice long stretch for the spine. Or you can open the knees a little bit wider, walk the hands out in front of you, and come down into a heart melting pose. So the chest is going to melt down to the ground. You can rest the chin or you can turn the head to one side. If you're coming into a heart melting pose, you should feel the shoulders drawing together. If you're in that extended child's pose, you can add in a shoulder stretch by bringing the weight into the elbows and taking the thumbs to the back of the neck. We're here for 1 minute in our rebound pose. So just breathing into the nose. Good, out through the nose. Beautiful, everyone. Breathing into the nose and out through the nose. Taking 3 last breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Last breath. Last exhale. Slowly begin to slide the hands back and towards you. Good. Come back through your tabletop position. Tuck the toes. We're coming into just one standing pose tonight, I promise. Tuck the toes under, lift the tailbone up, and just pedal out the feet a few times in downward dog, just to ease the hamstrings, especially if they're feeling a little bit stiff this evening. And when you're ready, no rush, we're going to start to walk the feet to the backs of the wrists and come into a dangling pose. And hopefully the shoulders are feeling a little bit more alive and open after those shoulder stretches. In this pose, we just want the shoulders to drop forwards. You can keep a little bit of softness at the knees, or you can straighten the legs completely. Bring the chin towards the chest so the crown of your head is facing down towards the ground. Catching the elbows in the opposite hands and letting the head really relax here. Maybe even closing the eyes and letting everything feel really heavy. Nice, everyone. Good, letting the shoulders relax down. And just imagining any stress or strain from your day, any worries, any strife, anything you're holding on to in the body or the mind is melting out of the shoulders, out of the crown of the head, down into the ground below you, down into the earth. Nice, everyone. Keep the breath long and flowing. Halfway through. If the legs are feeling a little bit uncomfortable at the moment, do soften the knees. The focus on this pose is really in lengthening the spine, relaxing the head so the neck is long, and letting the shoulders feel nice and heavy. So try not to put too much pressure on the legs. Coming to our final 5 breaths. Breathing in. Exhaling to soften. Breathing in. Exhaling to fold. Last 3 breaths, my loves. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe in. Exhale, let go. Take a last breath. A last exhale. Let the hands drop really heavily down towards the feet and slowly start to unwind and unravel. Good. This is just an invitation, guys, no pressure. If your cameras are off, you're welcome to pop them on. I promise it will just be me looking, no one else. Give the shoulders a little roll when you're ready. Good. Inhale, take the arms up above the head, lengthen through the fingertips, ground down into the feet, and then float the hands down. We're going to bring the hands in front of the feet, bend deeply into the knees, and then take that left foot back. Now, if anyone has anything going on with the knees, past or present injuries, you might like to pop a blanket under that back knee so it's not painful, especially if you're on a wooden floor or a hard surface. So from here, we're going to take the arms up, bringing the hands down, and then positioning the left hand underneath the left shoulder and taking the right hand to the inside of that right knee. I'm going to turn to face forward so you can see what I'm up to. So left hand is down on the ground, right hand is on the inside of that right knee, and we're very gently pressing that right knee open and sinking into that back hip. If you would like to go a little bit deeper with this pose, you can also bring the weight to the outside edge of that front foot. Up to you. See how that feels in the hip. Final option variation is to roll the right shoulder backwards and turn the head to look over the right shoulder. Some people find this really hurts the neck. If you're finding that, just turn the head to look down, but keep the right shoulder rolled open. Closing the eyes and breathing. Breathing in and breathing out. Lovely, everyone. Keeping the chest open. Good. Looking after the body here, remembering we're not in any competition with anybody else. No competition in yoga. Sometimes we do with our own ego, but that's another story for another day. In Yin, it's quite a passive practice, but it's all about finding that edge. So rather than being supported in each pose like restorative yoga, with Yin, we're finding that edge and then pausing there. So finding that sweet spot where you find that extension, that like, feeling of opening. Eyes closed. Just breathing into it. Inhaling and exhaling. Already halfway through this pose, guys. If you want to go a little bit deeper, now is the time to explore. Maybe rolling onto the outside edge of that right foot, maybe opening the chest a little bit more. Alternatively, if it's time to ease off, draw the knee in. Let the head drop down. Listen to your body. It normally knows what's best. Last 3 breaths. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in. Beautiful, everyone. Breathing out. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Slowly turn the head to face down. Sink back onto that left knee. Bring the right hand down, and we're going to slide the right knee back and either come into a child's pose as our rebound pose. You can take any variation, knees together, arms extended, knees open, sinking into the hips, maybe even bringing the arms alongside the knees and letting the head rest down on the ground or down onto your blanket. Taking a pause in our rebound pose to allow the body to do exactly that, to rebound. And as we pause here, just take this time to notice what's happening with the mind this evening. You may have noticed it slowing down, the thoughts beginning to trickle away. You might have noticed the mind speeding up, becoming fuller. No judgment, no judgment at all. but inviting the mind to slow down by focusing back on the breath. Whenever the mind drifts off, come back to that anchor point, your breath like a lighthouse. Taking one more deep breath in and one more deep breath out. Slowly roll back up onto the hands and knees. And this time we're going to step the left foot forwards in place of the left hand, remembering you can bring a blanket under that back knee if you'd like. Place the right hand under the right shoulder, left hand to the inside of the left knee this time, opening into your half dragon pose. Rolling the left shoulder open. You can keep looking back if you'd like, or if you feel discomfort in the neck, I'd suggest just dropping the head down, but keeping that openness through the chest. Final option, variation, is to roll onto the outside edge of the left foot to get a little bit deeper into the left hip. We tend to store a lot of tension around the hips. So being mindful with the body. Beautiful, everyone. Good. Relax the expression on your face. Closing the eyes down. Breathing into this pose. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Coming to halfway into this pose already. If you'd like to go deeper, now is the time. You can maybe explore sinking a little bit further into that back hip, maybe rolling onto the outside edge of the front foot, taking the back shoulder a little bit further behind you. Alternatively, if this is feeling enough, if you're on that edge and it's feeling really uncomfortable, gently ease out a little bit. Listen to the body. Coming to our final 5 breaths. Eyes closed, noticing where you feel this pose in the body. Bringing some mindfulness into our practice as well. Taking a few last breaths. Good, everyone. Really nice. Final inhale when you're ready. And final exhalation. Release the head, look down. Slide that left knee back and either come into child's pose, any variation you like for the next minute, or you can open the knees wide and walk the hands out in front of you, letting the chest come down into a heart-melting pose. And pause here for the next minute. Coming back to that steady flow of breaths. Breathing in and breathing out. Letting the head relax. Wherever you are, shoulders relax. And letting the expression on the face relax as well. Last 3 breaths. Make them deep, make them steady. Deep breaths are like little love notes to the body, to the nervous system. And taking your final deep breath in and your final deep breath out. Slowly slide the hands in towards you. Good. We're going to make our way onto the sitting bones now. So if anyone has anything going on with the lower back, if you're feeling like it's really tense or tight this evening, I'd suggest grabbing either a book or a block or a couple of your cushions. And we're going to use those underneath the seat to help support us. So either coming to sit flat or sitting on a block or support. We're going to take the legs out, keep a little bit of space between the feet. So the feet aren't touching here. We've got about a fist between the feet. Extending the legs so you have like a diamond shape going on between the knees. So instead of the feet being really close in, we're extending the legs out. Bring the arms up. Relax the shoulders down and away from the ears. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, start to hinge. Coming over the legs. Good, relaxing the hands. And taking the arms out, you can turn the palms up. Relaxing the head down. Good, guys. Either staying here or if you'd like, you can thread the forearms underneath the legs as well. Just an option. So bent knees, feet relaxed, head heavy, shoulders draping over the legs. Closing the eyes, breathing into the pose. Good, really nice, everyone. Keep a little bit of space between your shoulders. Keep your head nice and heavy. Beautiful. And let's take a moment now as we begin to really settle into our yin practice. Start to reconnect with your intentions for the year. Remember, there's no pressure here. This is not an invitation to punish yourself in any way, shape, or form, but maybe an invitation to reconnect, to reset, or to revisit your intentions for the year. And let's start by just reflecting on how you've been feeling this year so far. Noticing how you've been feeling in your body. How you've been feeling in your mind. How you've been feeling in the spirit. Keeping the head relaxed. And just taking this opportunity to reflect. To hold space for yourself tonight. To just tap into how you're feeling. Good. Coming to our last minute in this pose. Keeping the breath steady. Just holding the space for yourself. Breathing in and breathing out. Good, head relaxed, breathing in and breathing out. Coming to our last 3 breaths. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. Taking your last deep breath in, your last deep sigh out. Slowly, just walk the fingers back in towards you, unravel the spine. I would suggest for your rebound pose to come and lay flat on the ground. Getting there as quickly as you can and just letting the back relax. You can also come into a child's pose if you would prefer, but laying flat can often feel really nice after a deep fold. Keeping the eyes closed and taking a few deeper breaths. Breathing in and sighing out. Breathing in. Sighing out through the mouth. Good. Letting go of anything you need to. Anything you're holding on to this evening. Give yourself permission to let it go. Taking your last deep breath in. And your last deep full sigh out. Slowly bring yourself back onto your knees when you're ready, my loves. We're going to make our way into either a sleeping swan pose or a deer pose. I'm going to talk you through both of them. These are both really deep hip openers. So this is where you might like to use some of those props. We've done some work at getting into the hips, so we should be feeling a little bit more open and ready for this pose. So if you'd like to use props, just bring pillows, blankets, bolster to one side, maybe a book, just where you can take hold of them if you need them. And we'll start by coming back onto the hands and knees, back in your tabletop, and floating the left knee to the back of the left wrist. Draw the left knee or the left foot forwards. So we're taking the leg towards being in line with the front of the mat. That doesn't mean it needs to be parallel. We're just moving it in that direction. Slide the right leg behind you and see how you feel in the hips. You can use a book or a block or a blanket underneath the left-hand side to give you a bit of height. And you can either make your way down onto the forearms or extending the arms out. You can also interlace the fingers and make a little pillow for the head. If you'd prefer, you can bring your bolster or your pillows underneath the chest to give you a little bit of support there. Always an option. So make sure that you feel supported in this pose. If a sleeping swan is not feeling like it's for you tonight, guys, your option is deer pose. And for this posture, we're going to tip over onto the left-hand side, onto that left sitting bone, and take the back knee in. You're then going to square the hips over to the side and come into a fold from there. That's still a really nice hip opener, but maybe a little bit more gentle. Good. So whichever of those options you've taken, sleeping swan, deer pose, keep space at the shoulders, close the eyes. Good, making any last little adjustments or movements that you need to make. And then coming to stillness. And in this pose, let's bring our focus back to resetting or reconnecting with your intentions for the year. And let's start with the body. Just reflecting firstly on perhaps how you've been treating your body this year so far. And again, not an invitation for punishment in any way, an invitation for reflection. Often we can speak to our bodies quite harshly. We can treat them like an afterthought. This is an invitation to set an intention that helps nurture and support your body. It doesn't need to be running a marathon. It doesn't even need to be running every day. Just something that helps support your body in a sustainable way. Maybe that means simply intending to speak more kindly to your body, or maybe treat it with more compassion, more love. Connecting to your first intention. And maybe taking this opportunity to send your body some love. Send it some gratitude. Our bodies do so much for us. Coming to our final minute in this pose. If you'd like to explore and go a little bit deeper, this is the time. Keep breathing. Good, and bring that intention into your heart. Imagining you're planting it like a seed. An intention to nurture and nourish your body. Coming to our final 3 breaths. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Lovely, everyone. Last breath. Last exhale. Really nice. We were there for 5 minutes. So slowly, from wherever you are, begin to lift the head, lengthening up. We're going to slide the left knee back and come straight to the opposite side. So walking the hands backwards, so the wrists are under the shoulders again. Slide the right knee forwards, take the right knee to the back of the right wrist. Pivot the leg forwards just a little bit to a point that feels comfortable. And take the left leg behind you. Remember, you can prop yourself up with cushions and blankets, support under that right hip. And you can also bring your cushions or your bolster underneath the chest if you'd like. Take an inhale to lengthen through the spine first. And exhale to slowly come down. If you took that deer pose on the left-hand side, I'd suggest mirroring this side. So coming onto the right hip, gently sliding the left knee a little bit further forwards, squaring the shoulders to the side, and then coming down into a fold, maybe resting on the elbows and just letting the head relax. And wherever you are, whichever option you're taking, close the eyes. Create space at the shoulders. Good, and let yourself soften into the pose. Good. If anyone is feeling any emotional releases in these postures, please know that that is very common. These postures really tend to open into the spaces we need to. So if that's happening for you, allow it to come up. You're in a safe space. And as we settle into this side, let's begin to reconnect to a second intention. This one's focused on the mind. So firstly, just reflecting on how your mind, how your mental health has been this year. I know for many of us, myself included, my mental health has been challenged over the past month of this year so far. So no judgment, no punishment, just reflecting. And when you're ready, setting an intention for your mental health. What can you do to support your mind this year? It could be something simple. Committing to a regular breathing practice, 5-10 minutes a day. Perhaps asking for support if you need it. giving back, starting a course, who knows? The possibilities are endless. We are already halfway through this pose. Again, if you'd like to go any deeper here, you can maybe extend the arms out in front of you, letting the chest come down towards the ground slightly further. Finding that edge and easing into it. And when you have your intention really clear, let's bring it into the heart and plant it like a seed of intention. Beautiful, everybody. Stay with the pose. Keep breathing. We are coming to our final minute. It's about 6 really slow, deep breaths. So keep breathing. Keep the face relaxed. Keep the body soft. Keep the body still. Last few breaths now. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. Don't rush. Last breath. Final exhale. Slowly start to walk the hands in towards you. Lengthen through the crown of the head. And then bringing the palms down, we're going to bring the left knee forwards this time and make our way onto the sitting bones. Coming to lay flat. Drawing the knees in and giving your knees a little hug with the arms. Taking a rock from side to side. And you can either stay here just gently rocking the body out, or you can extend the legs long for the next 30 seconds and take a few deep, full breaths. Breathing into the nose, making a gentle HA sound as you exhale. Good. Take another deep breath in. Don't worry, no one's listening. Deep exhale out. One more, a little bit louder. Breathe in. And sigh out. Good. Last few breaths. Let everything relax wherever you are. Beautiful, everyone. In your own time, after your next exhalation, we're going to come up onto the sitting bones, meet on our seats, and make our way into nearly our final pose. So we've got time for the twist I want to add in. So this is a posture where you might like to have those supports. I'm going to show you 2 options for our reclining butterfly pose. You can either stack your cushions on top of each other and bring your blanket to lay on top, so creating a bolster for yourself, or if you have a bolster at home, grab it. And we're either going to have the bolster this way in line with the spine, or we're going to turn it round. And I'll show you both options. So we're going to come onto the sitting bones, bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees fall open. This time heels come a little bit closer into the body, so still working into the hips. Bring the hands onto the supports behind you. Lengthen through the crown and slowly lower yourself back. should feel really nice and supported. Let the shoulders wrap around and then drop the arms out to the side. If you'd like to go a little bit deeper, you can turn your bolster or your pillows the opposite way. Feet in the same position, and you can let the head just drop down behind. If you're taking this option, I'd suggest taking the arms behind you, as dropping them out to the side can feel really uncomfortable. Closing the eyes. Just noticing where you feel this pose. If anyone is feeling a lot of discomfort in either of those options, you can also prop your pillows or your bolster up by bringing a book or a cushion or blanket underneath the head of the bolster to give you a little bit of height. So do make sure you're comfortable. And then coming to stillness. Relaxing the arms. Relaxing the shoulders. Good. Closing the eyes. Deep, steady breaths into the nose and out through the nose. Coming to our final intention. Setting an intention for your spirit tonight. And firstly, just reflecting on how you felt in your spirit so far this year. How you felt in your soul. Part of you that makes you you, makes you unique, that celebrates all of your gifts, the things you love, the things that make you feel whole. And welcoming in an intention that nurtures this part of you. Perhaps it's a hobby. Perhaps it's a practice, a pastime. Whatever resonates. Bringing an intention into your heart that nourishes and supports your soul, your spirit. Part of you that makes you so unique. Letting everything relax. Just breathing into this intention. And again, bringing this goal, this intention, this commitment to yourself into your heart. Planting it there like a seed. Inviting it to grow, to bloom and blossom. And taking 3 last breaths. Breathing into the nose and out through the nose. Breathing into the nose, out through the nose. And taking one final deep breath in. One final deep breath out. Whichever option you're in, draw the knees towards each other. Bring the hands down alongside the hips. Heel toe the feet open. Press the ground away and slowly lift yourself back up. Take your bolsters, cushions, blankets just over to one side so they're not in your way. And we'll make our way down onto the back. Draw the knees in. You can either hug the arms around the legs and rock from side to side, or you can take the knees towards the shoulders, slide the hands up towards the ankles or the outside edges of the feet, and take a few rocks in your happy baby. Beautiful, everyone. Slow, steady rocks, whichever option you're taking. Good. We'll finish with a twist to each side. So turning the head back to center, draw the knees together. Take the arms out to the side, and you can either draw the knees in or wrap the legs, taking the left leg around the right if you're binding. Draw the knees in, and then let the legs drop over to the right hand side. Bringing the right hand to rest on top of the knees and taking the left arm either out to the side or behind you. If it feels too much to have the legs wrapped, you can just unravel them. Turning to look over the left shoulder and breathing. Letting the chest open. Letting the shoulders melt back. Lovely, everyone. Breathing into the nose and out through the nose. We're going to take just 5 breaths here. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. Good. Taking your last few breaths at your own time, at your own pace. And slowly turning the head back to center, bringing the arms out to the side and rolling back onto your spine. If you wrapped the legs, we're going to unravel and swap the cross, so the right leg wraps around the left this time. Either that or stacking the knees. Draw the knees in towards your chest and then drop the legs to the left-hand side, bringing the left hand to rest on the top of the legs and taking the right arm either to the side or out behind you. Turning to look over that right shoulder. And then closing the eyes. Letting yourself just breathe into the twist, chest opening, body relaxing. Breathing into the nose and out through the nose. With every exhale, allow yourself to go a little bit deeper into relaxation. Allow the muscles to feel softer and invite the bones to feel heavier. It's knowing you are supported and you are exactly where you need to be. Taking your final deep breath in when you're ready. Final deep breath out. Turn your head back to center. Slowly roll back onto the spine. Let's draw the knees in. Give yourself a big hug, a big squeeze. And when you're ready, begin to extend the legs long out on the ground. You might like to cover yourself with a blanket and lay something over the eyes just to cover the eyes. As we move into our final pose, often the most important one, coming into Shavasana. Getting yourself comfortable and settled. Making any last little movements or adjustments that you need to make. And then when you're ready, closing the eyes down. Breathing into the nose and sighing out through the mouth. Breathing into the nose and sighing out through the mouth. Beginning to relax down from the shoulders down to the fingertips, relaxing your arms. From the chest to the navel, relaxing the front of the body. And from the top of the neck to the base of the spine, relaxing the back. Slowly scanning down the legs from your hips to the soles of your feet. And finally coming to the expression on your face, letting the brow relax, inviting the jaw to soften, and focusing on the breath, letting yourself relax completely now. Coming to total stillness. Slowly beginning to just bring a little bit of movement into the fingers and the toes. Keeping the eyes closed. Keeping the breath long. And bringing the hands to rest over the heart. And dropping into your heart space. Coming back to those 3 intentions. Setting 1 for your body. Setting 1 for your mind. And setting 1 for your spirit. And planting those 3 intentions in your heart like seeds. Remembering that you can return to them at any time. You can reconnect to them at any point. Inner space is always available to each and every one of us. And in your own time, no rush at all, just slowly begin to make your way back up to a comfortable cross-legged seat. And as you make your way there, take your time to stretch out the body, to move slowly and mindfully. And as you move, I'd like to share a reading. This is by the writer Bianca Sparacino from her book, The Strength in Our Scars. Remind yourself that you deserve to take all of the energy you put out into the world and invest it back into yourself from time to time. That you are worthy of the love you keep giving to everyone else. Remind yourself that you don't always have to be strong, that you don't always have to be the fixer. You can be human. You can ask for help. You can take a step back to nourish the softness inside of you. And with those words in mind, let's just take a last moment before we close our practice and open our eyes to set an intention to just take into the weekends, maybe the rest of the evening, a simple intention of how you can nourish yourself over the next few days. And when you're ready, no rush, slowly begin to blink the eyes open. Namaste. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me for our practice tonight. Such a pleasure to share this space and connect with each and every one of you. Thank you, lovelies. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of the evening. I teach a really similar class to this on a Monday night at 7:35. It's Yin Yoga for stress, so for reducing stress. So if anyone wants to join on Monday, I'd love to see you there for another session. Otherwise, I'll look forward to seeing you again soon, my love. Have a beautiful weekend, and thank you for your messages.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, my lovelies. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of the night. Go and relax. Put your feet up. Oh, thanks, lovely.
Thanks, Liz.
Oh, thanks, love. Good to see you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, lovely. Have a great weekend. Good to see you, everyone. So nice to see so many familiar faces. Dreamy Friday night. Hi, lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you, darling. Good to see you.
You too. Thank you very much.
Bye, darling. Have a good night. Bye, Ingrid, as well. Lovely to see you. Bye, baby. Lovely to see you too.